Hello everyone, this is Mohakhali and welcome to another episode of Student to Faculty, where we sit down with the BracU's very own alumni turned faculty and explore their journeys from classroom benches to the other side of the desk. Today we have Aftab Alam, a senior lecturer here at the Department of Economics and Social Science. A BracU graduate in anthropology, he pursued his master from the University Amsterdam with a fully funded VUFP scholarship. He has also worked as a researcher with the architecture department and is still exploring from everything to language to culture and the internal relations in Bangladesh. But to most students, he is also known as the iconic SOC 101 faculty who not only just teaches sociology as a subject but also an experience. Let's dive into his journey, his teaching philosophy, and how it is like to come into a full circle from student to faculty here at BracU. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am fine as well. So let's start the interview. My first question for you is, you shifted majors before choosing anthropology. What made you take that leap?
When I admitted into BracU University, I took computer science. In my first semester, I did very well in the computer science courses. But when I went to TARC, and after coming back from TARC, I lost all my confidence. At TARC, I did not practice all the programming languages. So when I came back, I took one of the advanced basic courses, and I didn't do well in that particular course. So that's where I lost my confidence. And at that time, I was looking for a new department. BBA was the first choice, but I found that there's this new department by the name anthropology, and it seemed very new. It had that factor going for it. Then I went to the department, I talked to a few faculties, I did my research. I didn't know anything about anthropology back then. I did some research before joining the department, and it seemed very unique and it had a fresh feeling vibe to it. That's why I changed the department, and I think it was one of the best decisions I have made ever in my life. Initially, it was difficult because anthropology, you think it's easy because it's social science, and we had that previous understanding of the course. But when I studied it, I found it quite difficult because it's very reading intensive, and the subject matter I was not familiar with because I was a science student in my school and college. So the learning curve was very steep, but I really enjoyed studying anthropology.
I think that's a very motivational answer for the students who are still not sure about
and
their
the funny part
subject.
is I didn't tell my parents.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't tell my parents. I only tell my parents when I got my first job, which was at BracU University. Exactly. So, yeah, I remember the day when I informed my father, because our fathers, our mothers are very concerned about our careers
Of
and
course,
all.
they are.
So they thought I am studying computer science, I'm doing well, but I changed the department, and I informed them when I got my first job. And thankfully, I got my job immediately after my graduation at my department. So yeah.
So what was their reaction?
When they heard that I got a job, they immediately accepted it. Yeah, my father gave me some looks. Like, why didn't you tell me, and all. But when he found that I'm having a job and I'm working for BracU University, so he didn't react that much. And what I did, I took my one of my faculty's number and gave it to my father. And my father and one of the senior faculties had a conversation, and thankfully, Professor Rahman, he talked to my father, and it was all good.
Okay, that's great.
But I don't suggest that to anybody. I never suggest people to tell lie with their parents.
Okay, we will keep that in mind. That brings to my next question, is that you were one of the first anthropology majors at BracU University. What was it like studying here back then?
Yeah, anthropology now still it's relatively a smaller department, but back then it was very small. We were like four 4 students who changed department, and there were, I think, 2 fresh intakes. So we had just 6 students altogether. Since it was a very small department, we had uh, very close access to our faculties. So anytime we needed anything, we can go to the faculties, and they were extremely helpful. Um, Initially, yeah, I think, as I mentioned earlier, anthropology, we assume it was an easy department, easy subject, but actually it was quite difficult because it was very reading intensive course, and for every course we had to study, God knows, 30-40 articles sometimes. But teachers were very helpful. That's why I sustained in the department. And slowly I have seen the department growing from being very small to now relatively smaller in size. It's still a very small department, but we had the community feeling going always, and that's also one of the unique factors of this department. We have this community feeling that everybody knows each other, faculties are helpful. Still, back then faculties are very helpful. Now still, faculties and students have one-to-one relationship. Every time any students face any trouble, they can easily come and talk to their faculties. So that's, I think, still here in the department. That feeling is still here, and that is actually one of the unique thing that I found about the anthropology program.
Yeah, I think I see that as well. So moving on, from starting out as a student to becoming a TA in anthropology and now a faculty member, did you always see this full circle journey coming, or did it just happen along the way?
I think I'm lucky in that way because when I graduated, I think there were two graduates in the first batch. There were 2 anthropology graduates, me and there was someone else, and between 2 of us, I had better CGPA, and we had 1 job position opening in our department, and I got the chance. So in that way, I think I'm very lucky because I got the job, and from then till now, I think it was a very smooth journey. I worked as a TA for 1 year, then I got scholarship for my masters. I went for masters. I did my masters. Then I came back, and the job was ready for me, and I just joined the department. My faculty members were actually very helpful. They guided me a lot. Without their help, I wouldn't be able to join the department and wouldn't be able to engage with the department the way I do now. So yeah, I was lucky. I consider myself lucky actually, and also faculty members. They were extremely helpful. They guided me a lot. They actually instructed me, guided me to go for a master's because I had other plans, but they instructed me, guided me to have a master's and come back and join the department. And luckily, I got a scholarship, and that helped a lot. And then from a TA to a faculty, the journey was smooth. The journey was very smooth, I think. Yeah, it was a very smooth journey. For 1 year, I had a close interaction with the students, and I took few lectures as well when I was a TA. So that prepared me for my future position as faculty. Yeah.
I think it was a mixture of luck, motivation,
Exactly.
and also
Guidance.
achievements.
Achievements.
Okay, along with that, so the next question is, you were also a researcher for the architecture department. How did that come about, and what was the experience like? And also, did you have any prior experience in that field?
So when I was a TA, I was looking for a job, full-time job, because TA was a full-time job, but it was not something that was permanent for me. And back then, the faculty positions were not open. I didn't have any masters, so naturally I was looking for another job. So at that time, I saw a new job posting on BracU website that they were looking for a research assistant, the architecture department. So I applied for the position, and thankfully I got the opportunity to have both the jobs. So I was working as a TA, and also I was working for a research assistant at architecture department. And I remember our supervisor was Professor Farooq, and there was someone else from a foreign university. It was my first experience as a researcher. So I was the qualitative researcher, junior qualitative researcher. I got some training on GIS mapping. I remember our field was at Mohammadpur. We had to go there, we had to map the area, then we had to talk to people and collect data, and then we have to return and report everything. So it was quite a new experience for me, and I really enjoyed it, because it was the first time when I had a in-person experience with the field and data collection. So yeah, that was quite enjoyable, and I'm very surprised you found about that.
I think that's our job, to know about faculties. So that's really interesting. Speaking of that, what does it feel like to stand on the other side of the classroom?
So yeah, so every semester I get the same feeling again and again, and that's one of the, I think, one of the joys of teaching. You always get the fresh feeling at the beginning of every semester. So every semester when I start SOC 101 lecture again and again, I get the same goosebumps in my goosebumps like feeling. I get the butterfly in my stomach. Every lecture starts with me being nervous and seeing at my students, they're also nervous, and I love that feeling. It gives me, it actually, it's one of the factors that actually keeps me in this job. So I never take this job for granted. I read every day, every semester before starting the course. I again go through the outline, I again go through the book, because I believe that teachers have to be up to date, because every semester we're getting new students, they have new ideas, and I am getting older, and the distance between students and teacher is actually increasing, it's not decreasing. So we, as a teacher, especially who's teaching social science, they have to be updated. So yeah, it's I think that's what's keeping me in the job.
So does that feeling last the whole semester, or do you give up at one point?
I think we all do give up after some point. When no, I mean till midterm everything remains fresh. After midterm, when the work gets heavy, then I think we get into the autopilot mode. So yeah, I think it's a combination of both. At the beginning of the semester, we remain very fresh, very energetic, and we enjoy talking to students. Then slowly towards the end of the semester, when the work gets heavier, then it's all routine and everything.
Okay, thank you for that. And moving on, if your past BracU student self could see you now, what do you think he would say?
I don't know. Most probably he would be extremely proud, because as a student I never imagined myself to be a teacher, because all of our teachers were high profile, and they were overachievers. I remember most of our faculties have foreign degrees, multiple foreign degrees. So I never imagined myself going into that position. So I think myself would be very proud to see me teaching at BracU University, and also teaching with the faculties that taught me when I was a student. So I think he'd be very, very proud.
That's really wonderful. Let's talk a bit more about, you're quite famous for teaching SOC 101, especially to the students from other departments. How different is that experience from teaching your core anthropology students?
SOC 101, I think sociology, over the last few years, we have changed the course a lot. Initially, we had 10 sections, 12 sections, but now we have 18, 19, and we're planning to increase the sections because more and more students from other departments they have started taking sociology. It is a mixed experience, honestly speaking. Some students quite enjoy sociology. Some students have no idea about sociology, they just take it just by following their friends. And there are students who do not like sociology at all. They think it's a stupid course, why do I have to take this course? But the students who enjoy the course, I like to teach them. They actually engage with the course materials, they interact a lot, and every semester I get them. I think 20 to 25% of these students are extremely engaging and involved with the course, and of course 5 to 10% students, they don't like the course because this is something, I don't blame them, this is something that absolutely new for them and they want to focus on their major courses only. So I don't blame them, but all I try to tell them is please try to enjoy the course, read the book, do some research on your own, and have a good experience overall. We're not here to fail you, we're here to teach you. You learn the course materials, you write the basic stuff, and you'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, I would say on average the experience is mostly positive, not negative. And I want other students to take sociology because it will give them some important ideas that you need actually. It's not only about science, it's not only about physics, computer science, it's also about humans, right? When you are in university or when you are going to a job, you basically interact with people. So you need to know how the interaction pattern that we actually have in our society. That's what I think sociology brings to the table, and I think students should take it, and they're taking it, which is a positive.
Yeah, so I think that taking sociology, I think students should take it with the point of view of learning something new rather than focusing on our core course, like we have to be super serious and all. I don't think we should do that.
Exactly.
Sociology is a subject, it's a very fun subject, as I did it. So I'm just sharing that point of view mine as well. So the next question is, I think, one of the most anticipated questions of mine, and I think the students who are watching still want to ask that, is you have earned quite the reputation as the iconic SOC 101 faculty title. Do you take that as a compliment, a challenge, or a legacy to pass on?
So a few days ago, so every semester at the end of the semester, we get faculty evaluation, right? And there's this formal evaluation that we get from the Connect app, and there's this informal evaluation that students give on Facebook pages, right? So we are not on that page, but some students send us the screenshots. So few days ago, one of the students sent me a screenshot. Someone was asking, who's the best faculty? Is it ALM or NJS, Nazia Shami? And one of the comments says, ALM is second best. Who's the best? NZS. So I don't think I'm the best sociology faculty. We have Professor Shaidur Rahman, who's teaching the course for a very long time. We have new faculties like Nazia. She's extremely popular. I teach sociology, yeah, I enjoy it. That's what I do. And when teachers enjoy something teaching, I think students will ultimately enjoy it also.
But I think, one thing is called the best, but when we think of SOC 101, your name comes first, basically. So what do you think about that?
I don't think I'm the best sociology faculty, no, honestly, because my teachers are still there. They taught me sociology. Shaidur Rahman sir, Tamanna ma'am, they have to teach me sociology, so I don't consider myself the best. I consider Professor Shaidur Rahman, Tamanna, and also the newcomers. They do a very good job of teaching sociology. I think Nazia is very popular now.
Okay, So, what is the biggest misconception students have about sociology when they take your class for the first time?
Oh yeah. So when teach, this is a very this is a problem I would say. Some students have the idea that if you take SOC and ALM scores, then you'll automatically get A, which is which becomes a problem in my end. So what I do in the very beginning of the course, I tell my students that I am here to give you good grades, but don't expect to get A without studying. You have to read, you have to study, you have to show interest to get a good grade. But still there are students who assumes that if they don't come to lectures regularly, if you don't study the book, they will automatically get a good CGPA, which is actually impossible, not for just sociology, for any other course. If you don't study, if you don't come to the lectures regularly, you cannot actually do well in the course. So you have to do the bare minimums. You have to be present in the lecture and you have to do the regular routine reading and you will be fine. That's what I teach my students. But it takes time. And when I tell them at the first day of the class, many of them drop the course.
And that's unfortunate, but I think they should at least give you a chance. Building on what you said, SOC 101 has a bit of compulsory course reputation. How do you keep it lively and engaging for the students who might think it's just a requirement?
That's quite. It's little challenging as a teacher to make the course interesting for all people. As I mentioned, as a teacher, I have to study a lot and I have to engage with my students a lot. I have to know that the students' background, what's their major, where are they from, what's their interest are, the ratio of gender perhaps. I study the room first. Then I change the course materials accordingly. Come up with different examples. I show them different videos. Sometimes I give them additional reading materials, just to grow the interest among the students. So if I have a lot of microbiology student in a semester, then I will share YouTube clips, videos which they can relate. If I come up with generic examples, then students don't relate that much. So I have to customize the examples and videos and reading materials just so that students of different backgrounds can relate to the course.
Okay, that's a very nice tactic. So I think the next question is one of my another interested questions I wanted to ask you is, you often blend humor, pop culture, memes and social trends into your teaching. Has there ever been a moment where your humor totally didn't land with the class, or one you will never forget, for the better or the worse?
I think I already forget about those things. Yeah, it's very important to have a friendly environment in the class, especially when you're teaching sociology, because students think it's a very boring course. So just to make it fun, every teacher would use different humors and pop culture reference, video materials. Sometimes they work, most of the time they work actually, and sometimes they don't actually. That's also fine. I remember giving examples about early, yeah, just a few days ago I talked about school, how school plays an important role in our socialization. So back in my days, I remember female students were not allowed to play physically intensive games, and boys are only allowed to play physically intensive games. So I was sharing that example, and one of my students replied, "Sir, you're wrong. When I was in my school, I played football, I played cricket, I played high jump and long jump. So that's when it occurred to me that actually times have changed a lot. In my time, the school had different function, and nowadays in schools, I think the curriculum and extracurricular activities have changed, which I didn't know. Thankfully, to one of my students who corrected me. Yeah, so it happens actually. There are many times when examples doesn't ring a bell with my students, and students are nowadays are very sharp. They are always on their toes. They remind me, sir, it's a mistake. Nowadays we have different experience. Your experience was different and our experience is different. So yeah, that's actually one of the interesting part of teaching sociology, because
So-
teachers and students both share their experience.
So do you get flabbergasted when they are defending you, or do you take it positively?
I don't get offended, or I don't. I get surprised when I get a good example from my students. That really surprised me, because yeah, that shows that they're thinking, they're reading. So yeah, I really engage. I try my students to be engaging with the class all the time. Otherwise, if they just listen to me and don't interact, then they don't understand anything. And there are many students who always are thinking and they are always communicating in the class. That's what I like about teaching.
That's really nice hearing from you. Moving on,
Sure.
student-faculty interaction is a big part of your reputation. What's your secret to staying approachable while maintaining authority in the classroom?
Okay, so that's very tricky actually. As I am growing up, I think the generation gap between students and teacher me is increasing. When I was young, there was this tension between students and myself, because the age difference was not a lot. I think barely it was 4 or 5 years difference. So there were students who were hesitated to talk to me, and I myself also was a little bit hesitant while talking to my students, because the gap was not a lot. But now I see my students as my younger sisters and younger brothers, and it kind of eased out a lot. I am not uncomfortable at all with my students anymore. They share their experience and they're very open up about their experiences, and I also am very open up now. I talk about my family, my marriage, my kids all the time. I'm very comfortable with that, and I am very surprised that students don't judge me. These students are very smart. They don't judge at all. They listen, and if they have any comment, they share the comment. Sir, you are wrong with your wife. You did that with your wife, sir, we think it was wrong. And I reply, yeah, I know I did a mistake. They were not judgmental. They take it very seriously and they show their concerns and comments. And it kind of creates a very good bonding between myself and my students. So yeah, and they were never disrespectful. I haven't met any students who are disrespectful. They respect me, I also love them.
It comes naturally.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. A bit critical of a question. Have you ever had to rethink your teaching philosophy because of student feedback?
All the time. Yeah, I have changed my teaching strategies recently. Very recently, I so I a very common feedback that I used to get, that I'm biased towards some students, which kind of troubled me a lot because I don't wanted to be a biased faculty. But there were some comments that said the teacher is biased. So what I did for last 2 semesters, I don't allow my students to write their names on the exam paper, and it worked. It absolutely worked. So now I think students believe that I'm a more fair teacher, which I want to be. because that's one of the main points of teaching, right? So you have to be equal. You have to be equal and fair with all your students, regardless of their gender, their semester, department, etc. So yeah, I change my teaching strategies and philosophies all the time based on the feedback, especially, and I read the feedbacks all the time. I read all the comments, all the feedbacks. Otherwise, you cannot actually deal with the students. Students are very smart nowadays. They're very smart.
So is it just only for the SOC 101 course or your other core courses as well?
As well, yeah, all the courses. I would say it's not only about sociology; it's also about other courses. I read the comments, I listen to my students, and I change myself accordingly. Otherwise, you cannot actually sustain. Yeah.
So we are almost at the end of our interview. The next question I'm going to ask is, what's the most unexpected thing you have learned from your students?
Technology.
Oh,
Yeah, a few days ago, one of the students told me how to bypass Netflix. I was so surprised. Can you bypass the Netflix? And he said, yeah, so this is the website. If you log into this website, you can watch all the Netflix shows without paying them. I was very surprised. And then there were other AI softwares that students share with me. Yeah, so in terms of tech, students are very advanced, and I ask them, which app should I use for this task? Which app should I use for that task? And they help me a lot.
okay. So finally, for the last question is, if your teaching style had a tagline or a slogan, what would it be?
Don't take shortcuts. always, always believe in yourself and never take any shortcuts. If you don't take shortcuts, if you believe in yourself, you will do well. That should be my tagline. Yeah.
That is very motivational. I think I should apply that tagline myself in my life as well. So that was all about it. Thank you so much, sir. We are really grateful
my pleasure.
that you gave so much time to us.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much to
thank
you
you,
and
sir.
your team.